Yo, what is going on, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. My name's Wolfski and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a really neat build that will try and stop you from getting hooked as much by stopping the killer from quite literally hooking you. This build is even more improved with friends, but you can obviously run this solo, but it won't be as efficient. If you're new to the game and you want to stop getting hooked all the time, or perhaps you're looking just to meme around with your friends, this build is great for you. There are certain maps that improve this build, such as Haddonfield, or any maps that have a long distance between the hooks. You can also use offerings that increase the hook distance as well, and of course you can sabotage as well. If you're looking to have some fun, be sure to use this build. But before we jump in, I just want to say a massive thank you to you guys again for the support. You guys are absolutely crazy at the minute, and I'm absolutely loving doing these videos. I also do just want to quickly talk about our Discord and our Twitch. All the links will be in the description, but we do 2 live streams a week on Twitch as well, where you guys can come chat to me, and hopefully I can give you guys some tips or just have some fun and play some Dead by Daylight. We do also play with viewers as well, so be sure to give us a follow on Twitch and also join our Discord, because we do also play with you guys in Discord as well, and we'd love to see you there. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so first up we have Unbreakable, which allows me to recover faster when I'm on the floor in a dying state, and also get up once per match. I also have Boil Over, which makes me be able to wiggle more, not as in the meter, but more wiggle on the shoulders more, and also blocks the vision for the killer to see a hook within 14 meters. And then we have Flip Flop. Now with Flip Flop, if I recover on the floor in a dying state, okay, a maximum of 50% wiggle meter progression is instantly added, as long as obviously I get up to 50%. But that also works in collaboration with Unbreakable, because that also speeds up the rate that I can recover on the floor as well. And then the final perk is whatever you guys feel comfortable with. In this particular match, I'm using Bond, which is good because then I can see where my teammates are and try and get a heal off of them as well. But you can use any perk you like here. So if you are going to use this build and you are playing with friends, a really good strategy is that when you go down, okay, you want one of your teammates to be kind of next to a hook, and then when you get on the killer's shoulders, they can quickly dismantle the hook. And usually a killer's decision in this scenario would be to drop you on the floor because he knows that he can't hook you there. Now, this is where Unbreakable comes in, and we're going to use this to recover. Now, this gives us 2 options. I can either get up using Unbreakable here, or I can use this progression, and this will instantly add 50% onto my wiggle meter straight away. So there you have 2 options. And the thing what I like about this build is that it's so versatile that your friends don't even need to be running this build. You can just quite simply sabotage hooks. Now that usually forces the killer to either, like I said, drop them or make a silly mistake and panic. And in this case, we got a pallet stun. So playing with friends really does have its advantages in this build type. One thing that I do see a lot of people doing with this build is that they'll either try and get their friends to do as much as they possibly can to stop them from getting hooked, or when a survivor themselves are playing, they tend to kind of forget the main objectives of the game and then focus solely on this, when that shouldn't be the case, because the killer knows how to kind of deal with this situation then, and you're stalling the game furthermore by not completing any generators or moving the game forward. Now in this clip, right, you'll see the benefit of using Boil Over. Okay, so the killer picks me up here, but with Boil Over, it hides the aura of a hook that is very close to the killer. Now as you see here, it is just behind him. He doesn't notice this. Now, also with Boil Over, I get to wiggle a lot more on his shoulders, making it a bit more confusing for him to try and get the right movement. And because of Boil Over, he couldn't see that hook, which he could have easily got to, resulting him into thinking that the closest one was the hook that he went for, and then we managed to get off. Another really useful tip, and this can be used with randoms or with friends, what you can do is that you can block the pathway of the killer. But by doing this, it also adds a few extra seconds for the survivor trying to wiggle off, more time to get off. And that can usually result in your friend wiggling off the shoulders. So when a killer faces a situation like this, most of the time they will most likely slug you, okay? Now this is where Unbreakable is just really, really useful, okay? Because not only can you wait for a revive from a teammate, you can also use it genuinely just to get out in dire need situations if need be. So you don't even need to rely on your teammates in that situation, and that can grant you a free pass to exit as well. I would usually try and say to save your Unbreakable for a big play moment, but if you feel like you need to use it, then by all means go for it. You'll actually be amazed at how often killers get baffled by this sort of setup, and they absolutely purely panic and don't know what to do. On top of this, this is even more effective against newer killers because they won't think about slugging you or knowing how to kind of deal with the situation, which means that you'll be able to get off the shoulders even more. And not only that, but it's also really, really fun as well. If you're thinking about using this build with a group of friends, it's also pretty good if somebody brings Breakout, which increases the wiggle speed of the person on the shoulder of the killer if a survivor is within 6 meters of them. Also, Breakdown is also quite a good perk as well, which is where if a survivor gets unhooked, that hook doesn't regenerate for quite a while. And that also works really well if somebody has Saboteur or sabotaging with a toolbox. For those who are watching this video like, oh, do you know what, I'd tell you what, I like this build, I'm gonna give it a try. Well, if you're looking to copy my exact build, then you're going to need to level Ash, who is a DLC character, and you will need to purchase him, and that will be Flip Flop from Ash. You will need the teachable there. You also need to put points into Bill, but Bill is a free-to-play character, thank God for Left 4 Dead, and he has the perk Unbreakable. And then you're going to need to purchase the DLC for Kate Denson because she has Boil Over. And then my final perk is a Dwight perk, which is Bond, but you can literally use whatever perk you want to replace that one with. But if you're watching this video and you're pretty new to Dead by Daylight and you're like, wait, Wolf, what's a teachable? How do I get it? Don't worry. I'm going to show you how to unlock these perks as a teachable because it can be quite confusing if you're new to Dead by Daylight. So to unlock a character's teachable from the Blood Web, once you get to around level 35 on the Blood Web, you'll start to see teachables popping up. Just simply collect those from the Blood Web, and then that will have the chance to unlock in another Survivor's Blood Web. So then you'll go to Survivor. I'm using Meg, for instance, and you'll see it pop up somewhere in here. And that was the perk build video. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. Leave a comment if you guys have used this perk build before, if you're interested in using it. And of course, subscribe for more Dead by Daylight content from me, as I upload every Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.